Ruby Franke from the 8 Passengers YouTube channel has been charged with 6 counts of aggravated child neglect. Boys and girls, welcome back to another fresh, delicious, brand new video. We have updates, guys. We have updates regarding the whole 8 Passenger saga. If you guys are not familiar with this story, there's a YouTube vlogger by the name of 8 Passengers. They do like family vlogs, you know, this wholesome Mormon family that can do nothing wrong. They show their life to the internet, and they've been under fire ever since Ruby, one of the mom of the channel, one of her children, Russell, jumped out of the window to the neighbor's house to call 911 because he said that they were being abused, they were being neglected, they were not given food or water. And so we have new updates regarding this whole case because Ruby Franke, the mother, has been charged with 6 counts of aggravated child neglect. Now, everybody was wondering, well, what happened to the father? Is the father also in this? Is he also part of the neglect? Is he also getting charged? Because a lot of people were not sure. Maybe she was the mastermind behind everything, and she was maybe also manipulating him, or also maybe even abusing him. So a lot of people were still confused about his involvement with this whole thing. How much was he involved? Should he also be charged? And so on and so forth. Now, Ruby's business partner, Jody, that was the home that they were in when the children escaped. She was also charged as part of being an accomplice with this. But also they had a hearing today about her bond, and some of the stuff that Ruby alleged about her own children was crazy. Because not only are the accusations extremely wild, the judge is also taking that into consideration and having all the children split, all the younger children split from each other. They're not allowed to stay in the same home as the other kids. So this is crazy, and I'm going to talk about it in a bit. But first, I'm going to play the 911 call that was made the day of the arrest, the day of the investigation. This is the 911 call that was made by the neighbor on behalf of Russell, the one that went and talked to the neighbor about the situation. This is the actual police call that they received.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty.
Okay.
And he asked us to call the police. So he's very afraid. He's 12 years old.
Are the neighbors out of their home, or is anybody looking for them that you can see?
No. Our homes are far enough away. I'm not sure. How did you get out of the house?
Porch. He went out.
He says he just left through the porch at the neighbor's house. Her name is Jody Hildebrand. And
Jody Hildebrand is the owner of the home that they were in at the moment because they were filming for their podcast. They have a podcast together, and they were filming at the time when the children were downstairs in the basement, and they were also tied up.
She lives 2 doors up the street.
Out here in Cayenne, the houses are far apart.
Yeah, out here in Cayenne, the houses are far apart, so he walked just under the block to get to our house. He rang my doorbell and asked me to call the police. But he's very thirsty and...
Need an ambulance?
I don't think he needs an ambulance. I'll let the cops decide that, but his ankles are taped up and he won't tell us why.
Okay.
But he has duct taped around each ankle. Yeah, there's sores around them. I think there's a good chance he's been...
He also said...
Oh, and he has them around his ankles. I mean, his wrists as well. Okay, this boy has been... He needs... This kid has obviously been... I think he's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
Okay.
So that was an 911 call that the cops received on the day that they investigated Jody and Ruby. And Russell is the boy in the blue jacket. Eve is the youngest, which is the girl in the yellow dress. Now, allegedly, also the oldest daughter, I guess, had been calling the police about her mother and her antics for the past year or so. And the police were aware of the situation, or were at least skeptical of, something could be going on in their house because they had been receiving calls calls from the family. And every time, they brought social services out there for them, CPS, Ruby put on the whole front that we are a wholesome Mormon family. They're just being rebellious. They're not listening to me, and they're just doing this out of spite for my parenting skills. And I guess that was enough for the cops to just be like, yeah, okay, fine. I guess you're telling us the truth. Yeah, fuck them kids, basically. Now, like I said earlier, Ruby Franke did have her trial today or a hearing today for her bond. So if they were going to be let out on bond, I guess every charge was like a $10,000 bond. And she has 6. Anyways, they were denied the bond. And the craziest thing happened where Ruby Franke alleged that her son, Russell, and Eve, the youngest daughter, were in an intimate relationship with each other. And not only that, it gets even worse. She alleged that Russell had been in an intimate relationship with 20 other kids around the neighborhood. So with that being said, her just throwing her children under the bus, the judge denied Russell staying with any of the other kids or staying with kids in general. So they gave her the benefit of the doubt if the allegations were true, which is wild. Bear in mind, this is a 12-year-old that she's claiming has intimate relationships with many kids around the block and his own sister, the youngest daughter. That's honestly psychopathic to the next level. She does not give a fuck about them kids. Honestly, she just doesn't care. And I honestly don't think she was ever going to see her kids outside of being monitored by someone. She's never going to see them and be alone with them ever again. I personally think that. I don't know what the judge is going to rule. Now, her sentencing is actually going to take place like later on in September. So we don't know how long she's going to be in jail for or what they're going to do with her. My guess is they're going to give her around 10 to 15 years. Also take away her kids. Now, for the father, Kevin Franke, they haven't ruled him out, but they also haven't pinned him to any of these charges. His lawyers are claiming that he has no involvement in this. And as of now, even the family, even the children are not really saying that he was part of it. So as of now, he is kind of also a victim under her. So she's just basically just the worst vile mother woman ever and deserves what she's going to get if all of this is true, which we won't know until, she gets sentenced and the trial ends and all of this gets brought out in court. But as of now, that's been the update of the whole 8 passengers Ruby Franke saga. I'll keep you guys updated with any new updates regarding the situation. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so. What do you guys think about the situation? Have you guys heard about the 8 passengers? Let me know down below. Also, YouTube did take down their channel. Also, her podcast with Jody. So they have taken action and taken down the 8 passengers channel, as well as the Connections, which was the podcast that they ran together with Jody. And so YouTube has taken action on that. And yeah, what do you guys think about the situation? Let me know down below, and I'll see you all in the next delicious brand new video. Peace out.